We're here on stage after map 2 as Leviatán take down G2 are now on series point here, and it's been an incredible series. I just want to get your thoughts on it. 2 overtime maps already. Is this one of the craziest you've been a part of?
Yeah, I would say so. It's getting pretty spicy. We're making some really good plays. They're also playing really good, and I think right now we're in for a third map that's gonna be, I think, the same, honestly.
All right, so what are you going to talk to the team about? What are you going to tell them to stave off that any kind of lax play or letting go of the momentum? How are you going to keep them going?
I think the most important is to just keep our communications up, because it's a high-pressure situation where we're making mistakes, they're making mistakes, you know. So the team that stays mentally in the game is going to win the series.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Coach Levaton talking about the mental resilience that both teams are facing right now. Of course, Golden Boy back here with Mimi and Vansili joining us. But yeah, I mean, that was overall, I mean, great to hear Coach Levaton really talk about that.
I think what he's talking about there at the end is really apt. I think G2's win condition is their pre-prepped stuff, is calling really structured mid-rounds, and I think we've seen in both maps now, these games descend into a little bit of chaos, especially in these later rifle rounds. We saw a lot of thrifties this one, and I think that Lev has proved that they're just so strong in those situations.
Yeah, and I think if we look at it from the first half as well, of how Leviatán played the defense, when Levaton is talking about, hey, their communication has to be good under the chaos, it's been pretty good. And once again, all thanks to the utility of Mizzino, able to combine a lot of these good stuns and aftershocks with the shock darts, getting a lot of kills and really blocking people off and not allowing G2 to get side control.
And G2 has won every pistol round this series, and they're now down 2 maps in a row. They have to make a reverse sweep happen if they want to come back into this one, which is going to be really challenging. So, I mean, both maps, I think it's the same story. G2 have a lot of opportunities to come out in the lead, but Lev show great resiliency, win out in the crucial gun rounds, and have big step-ups from individual players in these late rounds. This map, I think it was, again, about Mizzino.
Yeah, we got to start putting some respect on Boyd's name. I mean, we don't talk about him enough, and he's now forcing us to have to talk about him here, Vansili, because he has been popping off.
And I think it comes back to an interview that came a couple of weeks ago when they were figuring out how Mizzino is like finding like pop-off moments, especially on that Sunset game. And I think going through the conversation of how Lev is just jiving so far throughout stage 2, they wanted to give him more space, let him do his own decision. And when he's doing that, I mean, look at how much pressure and how much value he's brought into these overtime rounds. If it's not for these Rolling Thunders, for these type of utilities, for those battles that happened towards the A choke point that went in favor of Leviatán, this would have been a different story, especially when G2's been winning all these pistols.
Lev's the super team because it's not just Ospas, it's not just Mizzino. All these guys can step up. Calm, who's had a lot of people be critical of his performance throughout Americas, had a great map here as well. I think what was really impressive to me about Lev, when we're talking specifically about why they're winning these late gun rounds, it's the synergy between those 2 initiator players. I think Mizzino and Calm are really good at having the perfect piece of utility at the perfect time to set up to win these situations. It's just like the round we were just watching, right? The stuns, the flashes, the aftershock, all that is on the fly, but so well done for Lev.
And doing that without talking about Ospas just popping off all the time too, right? So when the supporting staff, once again, it's been that game plan for Leviatán when this super team was built, was the amount of utility and the support system around Ospas. And then sometimes you had this storyline where it's always Ospas fragging out, but when you have a lot more coming in from Tex, from the initiators, this looks like a championship team once again, and it looks night and day from their performances from Shanghai for sure.
Yeah, Lev 100% look back in form, but how does G2 respond as we get ready for map 3 to send it over to Rivington?
I'm standing here on stage with Josh RT as we head into game 3. Josh, it's already been 2 overtime maps. This is going crazy. But looking at G2 here, what do you think is the main reason that they have not been able to close out the maps?
I think Lev is doing a great job making plans faster than us. They're kind of reading ahead of our plans so that they were able to disrupt what we're trying to do. And so I told the boys, just like, let's be more decisive. Let's get things in order so that we're faster in making our decisions here. Yeah, it was 2 overtime losses that we lost. Not great, but I always believe like BO5s are an endurance game. As long as we get this map down and keep extending this series, I believe we'll close it out.
Before I let you go, I'd just love to get the idea of the boys. How are they feeling as they head in the map?
I mean, obviously they're not happy, so it's more like let's prove that like we got this, okay? So let's get 1 map. I mean, it's as cliche as it sounds, like 1 round at a time. Let's start the momentum, get some belief in, and then we'll see what happens, right?
Awesome. Good luck in that. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Like Josh was talking about, G2 is a team who has made these comebacks happen before. We saw it in Shanghai, in Stage 1. They're good at digging deep, but they need to get down exactly what he was mentioning there. These late round situations when their initial plan is disrupted, how do they bounce back and come up with something on the fly faster than these adaptations and mid-round ideas that Lev are succeeding with?
And at least they won here against Leviatán last time, right? Into the upper bracket finals. 6-13 was the loss for Leviatán. They look really good at this point for G2. This is the right moment to turn around on a map like Bind.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's going to be fascinating to see how this all breaks down, folks. Map 3 is next. Question is, can G2 pull off their biggest comeback yet and truly show that G2 resiliency? Let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters. Once again, it's Brennan's Sideshow.
We're about to find out really here. Bind is the map that we're going to be heading into between both of these teams as well, and it's really on G2 to pick up the pieces after that, because you've had two maps where you've been pushed to the limits, pushed to the brink in overtime, and you've just barely missed the mark on them, and now you're facing the opportunity basically to get that title, to get that trophy that's behind us there. You've got to run it all the way back.
You got to reverse sweep. You got to end on a biss as well. If G2 want to lift that trophy, it comes down to a map when, if you even get there, on the game's newest map. That is going to be so tough. But as you heard from Josh RT, it's just a round at a time. I think he's bang on the money as well in terms of it being about pace. I think last time we saw these two teams play, Lev didn't really have too many responses to what G2 were doing. When G2 took map control, Lev were not instantly trying to take it back, clear those question marks, re-find out information on the map. And instead, they just allowed themselves to go back and back and back and eventually give up. This is a version of Leviatán that are not afraid to lose. That's scary.
Very scary. The firepower they've got in spades with this team as well. And I mean, like you mentioned, the tempo of which they've been making these decisions. There's a lack of hesitancy with this team. Sometimes, you know, it's just an individual that's having to step up, of course. But I think at all points, they're always cooking up plays, like you said, to clear up any misinformation in the round, the question marks that might be on the map, wondering where G2 are. Here we are on our attack side, though, of Bind. G2. They've been good for the pistol rounds. Maybe not so much the follow-up, but the pistol rounds have definitely been consistent for them.
Looking instantly at what's on the board here, wouldn't be surprised to see a faster-paced short push here from G2, but Lev look like they want to clear sand immediately. Aspas hiding, trying to tuck himself in. And look, Lev immediately taking this sand information. They are going to be on a fast flank.
That decisiveness now on Aspas as well. High ground angle, couldn't quite get too much going for him. Still, this wall cuts it up and places a bit of difficulty now to nade. The molly all being combined, wingman with the plant. Trent has to defend.
Here comes the flank from short.
This is the pivotal moment. Lamp's control still being maintained, at least by G2 as well. Shots wildly going to be traded there, but Leaf is going to be worse for the wear. Hasn't quite gone down just yet. Calling for the fight and straight into it. Damage at least done. Chews up those plays again, but it has to be that regroup and patience played. 3 versus 3. In through in the back. Mazzino might have just slipped his way through and found that timing. Nobody was ready for it, but he's deleted them. Right click, classic in hand. Aspas on the board of that one here. Mazzino fully sticking it up. That's a pistol round finally here for Leviatán.
It's taken them long enough, but they have eventually got one on the board there. The flank out through sand, great read, put them in a fantastic position to win, but it's Mazzino always in this match coming up with the most important critical kills. Stops the push from happening, gets back into Lamps and picks up 2. 3 in the round. Also, the plant denial, much better. I was rewatching the last time that these two teams clashed on Bind, and I think that Lev, frankly, in that match, sucked at denying the plant on A. And the way that Aspas and Mazzino were using their molly and nade was not good enough.
Yeah.
And this round, immediately we're seeing an improvement there, so I think that's been a serious area of VOD review.
Jonah P slips his way in, past the bullets. Util here. You're right. Lev have clearly taken a good gander and a look. Previous match, things to fix.
And if they have been looking at the VODs, this is exactly what G2 like to do when they lose the pistol. Just hoover up those ult orbs. Jonah P inserted. King takes the risk, goes and re-clears.
He doesn't Does have the sheriff in his hands, but doesn't opt in to try and land that shot.
Yeah, you're not expecting G2 to be able to pull this one out.
No.
But if Trent can get a plant down or maybe get a kill, then
Building
suddenly,
for the future.
Exactly, that Thrash is going to be online fairly early on. Much earlier than any of the Leviatán ultimates.
King's quite committed up into the spot here, but committed for a reason. Drops them all down here, Stinger in hand.
Nicely done. Again, playing around with those expectations. When the wall goes up, you expect the left player to be behind it. And so, I really am impressed. Obviously, we have seen Lev lose a couple of anti-ecos in this match so far by taking risks that you might say are unnecessary. But when you get to this level of the game, if you're not taking risks, you're just asking to lose.
Yeah.
Because you have to play around with unpredictability. And unpredictability sometimes means taking the suboptimal play.
Yeah.
And just catching your opponent off guard.
Suboptimal, but unexpected.
Exactly. So Trent didn't get a plant, didn't get a kill. He's further away from the Thrash than G2 would want. Lev have a great chance here of being able to do something explosive.
They're going to be trying to take this fight up. Just contact again, holding crossfire. Set up Aspas. Done Valen dirty there, man. Just a peek and a shot. It's cold with it. Sees the delay here, out from Calm. We can hear plenty of footsteps. G2 gonna try and go for a rapid play. That's a wingman sent first and flying forwards, at least with that util. Molly at their feet, Icy. They'll have that high ground still. Drops down Aspas, making sure to clean up the stragglers.
Look how much better it is when Aspas has a rifle in his hand. Round 3, not an op. That's another huge difference compared to the last time these two teams played. He's able to be so mobile, he's everywhere, he's behind them in Fountain now.
Yeah.
He's opening the round, he's closing down the lurk, and now he's looking to shut the trap.
It's flexibility that's just afforded for him. Trent, second round of things here with the plans. Looking to force a fight out. They need some kills. It's a 2v4. Trent does have the ult now, but surely not a position to really use it, and doesn't quite catch any of the players towards the back of them. The positions are hyper committed. Icy will have to try and deny, but he just can't do it. Everything is watched for. This is Leviatán. I say it, looking very scary right now. Those previous maps, Josh, they were close. They were pushed to OT, but it was with pistol rounds going away with G2 every single time. This bind map, they've clearly paid attention to the tape. They've sat down, they reviewed, they corrected mistakes, and now they're off to a blitzering start.
And this is part of the reason why we generally say that rematches like this favor the team that lost. But there was such a gap between G2 and Lev. I thought G2 was still going to be able to have the advantage here today. Lev look like they've done such good work in a short space of time, improving on those small details.
Hungry for the win, the title and the trophy.
Now these are the rounds, though, where Lev's willingness to take risks, playing to win, sometimes has tripped them up. Because they're not able to play safely with that rifle advantage. G2 love to group up, death ball in these spots, and they have been able to get big wins on thrifties.
Scout destroyed.
Trailblazers not going to be seeing much. Flash forwards, Icy. Still here. Do they really want to commit? Press forwards, Mazzino. He is pushed back into the fight, sends out the molly just preemptively, expecting that might be that second wave of things here, but there's a smoke in their face.
On a rifle round, this is where Lev would be looking to try to re-clear through hookah.
Everything's just going to miss here. As soon as the Uto comes flying forward, so does the Teva. Mazzino is tucked up, tight into position. He's got to try and deliver at least a few more kills, and his team should have his back. Up and over the top, though. Trent, he's right there. Stinger in play. Tex. This is rapid now. He sent the flash straight and over. He knows at least there's a player there. Here's that plant going down. Ult as well committed from behind. The Damon's not there. Still being covered 1v1. Jonah P reload. There's no way. Not expecting it. Not sure what's going on, but just expecting that Aspas was not going to be playing it, at least that fast.
And I mean, look at the timings. I'm talking about taking risks. Tex walking into the backside of B there is a risk, but it pays off. He catches Trent mid-thrash. Honestly, I thought that Shark was about to double back to a U-turn and catch him. Scary moment for both sides. But Lev cleaned things up.
It's a crazy play, and a big ult that's offloaded in a round that G2 were hoping to win.
King's ultimates were punished the last time that these two teams clashed on Bind. This time, though, no Thrash on the other side, so King's going to get it down in short. Nobody looking to jump inside of it early on.
Well, it's ready.
Aspas still not committing to the operator, by the way.
Where's this going?
It's looking to try to punish a dog. So if Jonah P goes into his Trailblazer, they can try to get a free pick. That's what they've been expected. That's what G2 have conditioned them to expect over here towards B.
This is another Lev Classics. 3 players contacted up again once more. There's a flash up and over. Icy! Isolated.
The timings on these re-clears are outrageous.
Yeah.
It's been working so well. We're used to G2 being ready for those kind of plays and catching them. That has not happened today.
It's just missing. Con with a jump spot as well. He's just making sure that he holds on to a bit of that util and sees that at least will tether them down low enough for the bullet spam to do the rest. Still losing that backside control. Con's going to be notifying the rest of his team for this one here. G2 seeking to at least redeem themselves. A molly at the feet. Maybe it was unorthodox timings that were needed and necessary, but it's all being watched for again. 2 versus 5. Valen, he hears this jump, and at least to the side here, still doubled up. Orbital strike is going to be wasted. Not towards it, but a mountain to overcome here for the G2 players. Still jiggling with the movement. Surely King's done enough. Last player is known, notified. Leaf, there's nowhere to stand. And the ground that he stood on as well. It's going to swiftly be just removed underneath him there. Nice little retake. Just Leviatán, I think, on top of the world right now.
If Valen had managed to catch that kill when he goes to the wide swing onto King, he would have had his ult online, and maybe there was a chance that G2 could have won that. But as it is, there've been a couple of moments, and Lev have come out on top. You know, I'm thinking back to the interplay between Trent's ult and Tex's timing in the previous round. Maybe this could be a closer map, but as it is, the facts on the ground are Lev 5-0 in the lead. And looking great with it. Not leaning into the operator, which was a flaw for them last time. Finding all of the timings on their defense and looking here maybe to crunch sand. I think if Com takes contact, these guys are going to bust through the teleporter.
A bit of preemptive with the spam. Knowing that that's a position. Broken out and through, and you're exactly right. They overstepped themselves. That might be the play by G2, just trying to pull out that showstopper.
Possibly. It does look like a bit of a bait at the moment. You can see G2's positioning here, this high-low setup from Icy and Trent, hoping to try to catch Lev going for that same B-long re-clear. But if Lev aren't going for it, then it just ticks seconds off the clock.
Trailblazer. Snake bite. Sent flying by King. He's meant to just stop them in their tracks, which he has done. What a play is to meet him. G2. It's necessary now that they win this one. The play is called anyway. I don't know what that was off of, but still they want to go for it. Showstopper is out. The fuse is going to be rapidly dwindling here. And the TP evacuation is called on either side. Leaf, he's pried open the defense now. A site should be theirs for the taking. Open and shut case. And Tex just drifting past his timing taken. Valen's hoping that there's at least that sound cue. Okay, the Seeker points it out, and now Tex won't be long for this world, not unless he just approaches and sees this. What is that? A 180 adjustment, afflicted aside in a wall in the way, but he will fall in the end. 3v4, for the first time they've ever been in this kind of disadvantage. And the pit is going to be used as that insurance policy. Wingman forwards, stun there, shorty out and wide, but there's going to be the showstopper that ends it all. Still out and through, rifles are at work and at play. Aspas. At this point now, pit thrown up in his face like a wall. There's just no chance in hell for him. And so we will give this one up, and finally G2 get a bit of breathing room, a bit of respite, but it cost them almost everything.
The big difference in this round is that Leviatán go for that sand crunch basically off no information. There wasn't a player hooker taking the timing and taking the contact for them. And everyone on G2 was ready to go through the TP and end A. This kill, especially onto Mazzino, means that the A site's totally empty. So a mistake there, but at the same time, I do still want Leviatán to be active, aggressive, feeling confident, and taking the risks. Just because it doesn't work one time, you shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
G2 looking like they're grouped up for another exec. You see this mosh pit going over with the Trailblazer to lead it. You know they want to play fast into this A site once more, cutting it up. That is preempted. That's a smoke drop down by Leviatán. They want to cut up this site and hold on to control of showers. That's the important element. It's going to be ult. It's going to be sent out, flying. Nightfall, Orbiter Strike, all combines out. Leviatán in the driving seat. Plant is still down for G2 here, but a lot to ask for Leaf. Cuts it up, smoke in his face. He's going to have to, again, take this one at a battle of timings. Noise has to be made. It's a thrash and a seize. It's over the top as well. This is beautiful. All coming together, collected up, running and gunning to set up the players behind. Mazzino is having to be that bait at the end of the stick here. IC has to deliver more into the corner as well. Pressure is mounting. There's no way he gets any more from this spot here. Leaf delivers. And maybe that lifeline earns. Rebound with the volley and swings.
What a clutch to get Leaf online. Icy did the most he possibly could in that situation as well. He bought so much time, drew all attention towards him in short. How Mazzino's molly lands there right under Valorant's feet, I will never know. But look at that, everybody paying attention to Icy, trying to get him out of the picture. Open the door for Leaf. G2 need rounds like this. They need huge moments like this.
If it comes from individuals stepping up, maybe that's the ticket. Aspas, position played. This is confidence at its peak. Flash in his face as well. Satchel, it misses, and the punish is there. Icy, so quick to follow up and through with it. And now, again, the push is being met. Pound for pound. The re-clears, the flanks occurring. This time G2 have got a handle on it.
And this time they're faster. Think back to what Josh RT said. You have to be ahead of the play. Trent's thinking about going forward there towards B-Long. And once they get the pick, he backs up, realizing anybody playing B-Long there is going to be looking to try to take the fight. Great read, ahead of the game, 5v3. Also got the Thrash online. These last few rounds, I've really seen G2 settle down. I think this map works nicely for them because it gives you those mid-round openings to slow the game down, apply pressure.
Take the right pauses here. It's a wingman. Down with the plan. It's a Dizzy. Out and through. Takes us already into the back of the side, of course. Why not? He wants to take the fight. It's not being watched for. Trent, his way out into the open. Double dinked up. Players are weak. And opportunities now going to be granted. Leviatán. There's no way they're pulling this one right back and away. Come on the flank. Denying all. But now he's left alone. Two players at least knows what he had towards the back of his mind, and with the Hawk revealing him, that is going to be the confirmation he needed. Sees there, wraps it round, running them down, but again there's no trigger onto it. Damage done. One player left. God! Insanity!
What a clutch from Com! There's a reason why this is the only player returning to defend EG's title at Champs. You can call him the weakest player on that roster. You can say he should be replaced here on Leviatán. In the big games, when he's fighting for trophies, he seems to make the difference.
He turns up, man.
You can't argue with results.
You can't. It's the one thing that matters. The accolades that go alongside it, and that's a play that has defined the moment into the match there when G2 were just getting their feet back underneath them. Just about.
That was a 3v5. A 3v5 that they're able to recover. Com gets the flank off. A classic Com flank. And then also being able to win the 1v2. The seize is so beautiful there as well. When he throws the seize in that spot, it either latches onto a couple of people and he's able to swing them, or if it sees no one, he knows for sure they're tucked in the corner, because that's the only place it wouldn't catch him. So it gives him such perfect information to play around. We're seeing a different Com today. He was amazing on Haven as well.
He stepped up, he's near the top of the scoreboard. Alongside the likes of King.
What a difference it makes. And just when you thought G2 in a 5v3 were going to be able to pull it out.
Just to earn it back. It's a hell of a birthday gift. It's been a good match.
Do we have a cake?
I'm not sure. We'll find one, maybe. It's G2 knocked down to the half by
3 players on Leviatán, posted up, looking over towards short, like a high, medium, low. The 3 bears looking to snack on Goldilocks coming down short. I assume this is because they're reading that G2 out the back of tank timeouts like to do fast plays.
My God, what an indicator. The Dizzy seeing all that, gives them the hell of a read. And an A's to deny, pushing forwards into the smoke. Jonah P, wait up. He's right up next to them here. There's a timing to be taken. Oh my. His feet just getting torched in the process as well. This could come down to anything, but still, in the chaos, it's Leviatán just trying to maintain that composure still. Last pass! Always good for it. And Leaf's left to do it all. Doesn't offer the stinger, just a classic and a bit of praying. But it doesn't do the job, not in the end of the day here. 7 rounds out for Leviatán.
That round certainly looked like it was gonna get dangerous. G2 opting into the chaos, playing inside the smokes. Those are the kind of spots that favor the team with the worst eco. But I definitely feel like it was such a huge decision, a game-changing decision to stop Aspas opping on defense side on Bind.
Yeah.
It was...
As good as he's been, way too many avenues to cover.
I know. The stats were unbelievable. Aspas was dominating. He got 22 kills last time they played on Bind. But he wasn't mobile enough. He wasn't able to be right there with the rest of his team when it mattered. That's why the numbers don't always tell the story of the game. Now, though, 10-3, and I feel like that is pretty representative.
Oh, yeah. The eyes set on that title and trophy to earn the rights to be called the best in Americas.
Well, here's the Rays on the other side, getting Showstopper online, looking to apply pressure. Com in hookah, smoked off.
Yeah, there's an ult into his hands as well. That will clear out most of the side as well. It's most likely not going to be finding too much value, probably ricocheting against the back wall. Painting it some nice pretty colors, but not much more past that. It does get them access to the side though, and that's the important part and element. There was a TP.
They're looking for Com.
Yeah, Com. They should know about this. They should know about this, but the crosshair placement is perfect. Walks and wades right into it with Leaf gone and deleted. It's another element now to just add into the mix. Leviatán can start to increase that pace and the tempo in and through. Icy is going to lock this one down, but he's the one who's been locked into place. The Tether, again, the util is perfect. The Mazzino on the defuse, sticking this through. The noise cues have been cut away entirely. And another round burnt.
All of the post-plant spray there, missing its target. Com, another round where he has massive impact. Holds on to hookah, smoked off, didn't get contested, but also didn't give away his position particularly. Held onto the Haunt, held onto a Prowler and a Seize. And while Leaf and Jonah knew there was a possibility of the threat, dealing with it, finding his off angle, getting the kill on him today, an entirely different issue. Aspas and Tex are going to maintain control of short again as Lev fully in control. Aspas up, fighting them at Showers.
He hears them, yeah, taking that Showers control. What a shot by Leaf. Straight to the temple.
I think that's a situation where the Showstopper must have blocked it, actually, the view model disguising where Leaf was. Do you get the read that Tex, though, is pushed all the way up short at this bench?
The way Leviatán have been playing, they are eager. They got an appetite to try and take up most of the space, especially when it's going to be taken, and yeah, they don't clear it.
How do you get out?
Onto the high ground? How do you get out? I mean, okay, straight through. That's a nade. Rebounding, bullets through the wall. Leviatán, though, they were putting that squeeze the entire time.
Yeah, that's lovely from King and Com adapting to it.
I can't believe this. Mazzino just going for these early peaks as well, straight out into the open. Shots just whistled straight over and about. The pit is now placed, so G2 might be sitting nice and pretty into this post plant. A potential.
I mean, I think a re-wrap through Showers here would be justified too. G2 cleared that one out earlier on.
Stim beacon down.
How do you clear it? Com does have the util. It's a Haunt and a Prowler. Side by side again. Straight from the playbook, Leviatán shying away from what has been working for them. They're going to be diving straight into it. Can't be following the Prowler, but the pit does go down. Time, though, it's away from them. All the strike committing. That's a hell of an ult to be used, but it's brought it down to a potentially winnable scenario. I'm not too sure. Time is short, and against him entirely. Com forced to just be that sitting duck. Icy plucks him away.
Last round before the switch.
So another situation where Leviatán potentially over-investing slightly in that fight towards short. Aspas was certainly bold taking the showstopper deep like that. If there has been anything that Lev are doing badly on the defense side, it's been that duo of Aspas and Tex maybe overreaching slightly. They had the previous round where they went through the TP, but they're doing so much well that I find it difficult to criticize. 8-3 in the lead, heading into the final round. Once more, Valen's call-in has not made the difference on the attack side. It's been Lev in control here today.
And it just feels insurmountable. I mean, G2 are going to make a good go to get that 4th round on the board before we just drift back into the second half of Bind, but even then it's going to be a hard ask with the pit in play once more. Leviatán, they've just locked up so much of the map already.
Individuals on G2 that we've previously seen step up massively. Valen, in big, important situations so often this year. Jonah P as well. He was arguably the difference maker in the last Leviatán game.
Yeah.
And at Shanghai. Both of them not finding their impact today on Bind.
Trailblazer crash through and followed up almost entirely here. Mazzino! Oh, he's ripped away the hopes and dreams, hasn't he? Beautiful ult that was expended.
But they have opened up the B site. They decided to go for that showers crunch. It gets massive value. But could G2 win a 3v5 when Lev don't have any idea where they're positioned?
Leap up and forwards.
It's possible.
He knows he needs a kill here. Trent still, ult in the back pocket. Might be time to use it, but potential's there, they're worried. Still, he dodges out through and wide with the mosh pit, but Entertainment has to just send it, whipping right round to the corner, up and through and around. The flanks are being watched. G2 are finding it, but it's fast and through now, at least with the Dizzy. It's a flash in their face, and Icy still gonna lock it down, out through into the corner. Wingman leading the charge. Dizzy up and over to Util is perfect. Mazzino down to it, 1v1. And on for the ace to potentially win the round, but just can't quite get off it in time. G2, they earned themselves that potential lifeline, that 4th round that eluded them.
A 3v5 to recover, absolutely huge. Those are the moments where you see the in-game IQ of the G2 players. They recognize B is open despite this early devastation. Their players taking the risks where it mattered, being able to find it. But Lev, they've been in control, and now they're only 1/2 away from that trophy.
Despite everything against them, they have got their eyes set onto that trophy. They want it, and they want it now. They were going to try and end it. We'll see on the other side of the break.
What's going on, everybody? Back to the Riot Games Arena in the streamer booth. We got Zalsis from Sentinels and Coach Emmy from Cloud9. These guys seem pretty liked in here. I just want to get your thoughts on the game so far, the strategy of the game, whatever you want to dish out. What are you thinking?
Well, you know, I was expecting as close as the game was, but I think Lev is kind of just running away with it. I mean, I think Mazzino's been my MVP so far. Aspas has been good, but Mazzino's been unreal.
All right.
I agree. Mazzino's been unreal. I had G2 winning 3-2, but they had to win the first map. Losing that map was pretty bad for them.
I like it. I like it. So one of the rounds I heard, obviously Lev is incredibly loud here. Even Josh RT said there are a lot of Lev fans today. Zelsis, I got to ask you, what is that pressure like, right? You go down and around, you hear Lev scream. How bad do you either want to get back on a kill, or how much do you need to level yourself in that situation?
I'm not going to lie. Usually when I'm playing, the crowd is pretty loud, but I mean, it's nothing like standing here and listening to you guys right next to you. It's kind of insane. Like, It's pretty loud, so I mean, that's like, I'm sure they can hear it, so that's insane. But yeah, the crowd's amazing.
All right, Emmy, you got some strategy, you got the knowledge. Do you see a comeback at all in the future here for G2?
I think they need pistol and they need bonus, otherwise they've got no chance.
All right, you heard it here from these two. Zelsis and Emmy, thank you so much for your time. Back to the casters.
And I'll agree with Emmy with that assessment. It's G2 that are on the back foot here. Needs to be a pistol round win, needs to be that full conversion all the way through to get them even just back and even here, because it's just that uphill battle, man.
And G2 have been good on the pistol rounds today. We've seen them generally find a huge amount of success. They just didn't at the beginning here on Bind.
Toxins going up.
There's a group up though from Lev. 4-1 split in through A. Late wraparound from Com most likely, just trying to use the wall to get themselves into position. You see the explosion occur. There it is, Dizzy out and through. Good adjustment by Lee. Even snappy enough to clear it. Nade is also going to be rebounding there and denies them a chance to just get that plant down, but it's been waited out. Lev going for the second wave of things here. Plant down, not denied. Nade sailing through. Leviatán looking to try and take back control here. Out through lamps as well, but there's been no casualties on either side, just a bit of damage. It's exchanged. And pause. Bumble waiting for the util here. The Dizzy and now to swing. They want to try and overwhelm this one. G2 out through the front of the site and landing the shots. Need to be the pistol round win, and now just looking inevitable. Sticking all the way here. It's Wingman on the defuse and covering fire available from G2. There's the first step of the puzzle.
Exactly. Emmy's called it out, and G2 deliver, at least with step one. It's going to be difficult. Leviatán's attack side, it did end up being really effective in the prior two maps that we were watching. Good shots being hit here. I think with all of the skill on Lev, they have been struggling recently to get it working in pistol round situations. Hasn't mattered today though, really. Only one taken, but they've still been in control, and they maintain control right here on Bind. It'll be round 15 before we can know for sure whether G2 are starting to get back into things.
As Josh RT said as well, beginning of all of this, got to take it one round at a time, and it starts by trying to be as clean as possible. Can't give away damage, guns, whatever it might be here.
Toxin screen down.
Level lockdown, knockdown to the eco.
Seeing that classic combination of the Brim and the Rays playing over towards A, just looking to try to deny plants if it comes through. Here's G2 getting a little aggro, clearing out B long again, taking those kind of risks that we were giving credit to Lev for. I don't think they realize that everyone is in hookah here.
No, they've lost it. There's a slight gap in terms of their understanding, and Leaf might have just been spotted. Get the knife out, not too sure as the wall was dropping down. He's just trying to cover most of this for his team. At the same time, pings on the minimap. Out towards A, that looks like to be the goal for Leviatán.
Yeah, it feels like a call from Com. Can we step up? Doesn't die to Valen, so he keeps taking that space.
Sort of way up, man. This guy has dropped down. Doesn't matter that he's been weakened as well. He wants to just make sure he sucks up most of the space out towards lamps. Plant. Inevitable, really, at this point here for Lev, unless they've got something to stop it. That might do it.
Spike down A.
Bullet straight over the top. Horn over. Xeno's now. His turn. Time to shine with the plant down at least, but G2 should be playing this one with a little bit more discipline. Stick together. You've got to be really uncertain though about these potential angles. Comp was hoping to take cheeky timing just against them. Tucked down into triple as well. Guns in hand, it's not quite ideal. Mazzino swept his way all the way behind, but he is the last one left now. I don't know where he is, but only with the frenzy, it's not quite enough. Still, G2 survived, 3 players. Been a weaponry going into the next.
And this next round is going to be so pivotal as to whether G2 can get back into the game. Their weaponry is not amazing that they've kept in. There's a Bulldog upgrade though, that could make all the difference. 2 Bulldogs and a Stinger being kept. Normally though, it's going to be your attack side that can come up with the ideas on the bonus round and really push the pace. Without an ultimate to work with, G2 are probably not going to be able to go super aggressive down short, set up some kind of trap play, you know. Their ideas on the bonus round here are going to be limited. I think they'll be hoping that Leviatán make a mistake.
Right there. Right there.
Guns looking good here for Leviatán. Very spread attack side. Making sure that Tom's got the watchful eye out towards Showers as well. Nobody deep pushes. Now through a short. Slowly but surely.
5 rounds away from picking up the Americas trophy. They can see it in their periphery.
Leviatán tour comes down to this map here. A little bit of pressure just applied. Slight a bit of noise. Might force G2 for the re-clear.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it. Dizzy, if it spotted anything, they'd be ready to explode. But are they doing this quickly enough? Lev are already grouped up down short, looking to apply pressure to Valin and Icy. No molly for Valin either, so a piece of important plant denial util not there.
How do you even deny the plan from going down in the first place? Jumping through, Dizzy spots it out. Acknowledgement onto the 2 of them, in through the smoke though, Valin. That's matters into your own hands, it's answered though. Tom straight there was an nade at the back. If the nade didn't do it, Com definitely would have. This is a fast flank that's also occurring. G2, you want to wrap this one all the way round, through the back. Map control. There's for the taking. It's all about how they take these fights as well together. High-low setup, the discipline on display, and again catching Com unaware. Out through the side, wraps this one around, and the advantages are just flowing now for G2. A bonus round is in sight, but down to King. Can he play spoiler to it? Can he land the shot? It's not quite there, so G2. Second part of the puzzle, maybe being found out. Economy's going to be looking good.
And the game is on.
Exactly.
I was talking about G2's re-clear of B long and whether or not it was quick enough, because it looked like Lev were about to explode onto A. But not only did they re-clear B long and grab that information, they kept going. They pushed down, cleared Fountain, got the flank on, and not only did they push short and trade this one out impeccably, they also sent Lee to go over towards Showers, where he managed to pick up Com. So they've got the flank with 3 people going 2 different ways to apply pressure to Lev's post plan. I think that's a nice call. Good identification of the fact that neither team has any sentinel to be able to get them info in spots like that. Not looking too stressed just yet. Lev are up by multiple maps here.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of room to work with, the amount of buffer zone that they've got is, like we say, I mean, it's almost insurmountable. There's a reason you don't see these reverse sweep comebacks in best of 5s. When the pressure's set, the trophy is just within an arm's reach, but barely there.
Yeah, I mean, you say we don't see them, but they were literally had never been seen up until recently, and there's been a little spurt of them over the recent history. I think teams getting better at being able to adapt on the fly, and also the game being a bit more back and forth. So G2 with a great opportunity here. They're having to be pretty mobile though, pretty aggressive on the defense side. It's B long that's been the major focus. I mean, of all the places that G2 have been looking to push out and maintain information, that's been the biggest spot. Both initiators playing on that side of the map and putting bodies on the line as well as utility.
Proactivity is vital for G2.
I think if Lev wanted to try to punish this, they could try running a 4-1 where there's only 1 player B long and the 4 people who could jump out onto.
Double flash, I think. The contact seen, yep. Up and over the top as well with the orb in their face. Decay down. Barely able to escape the ire of it, but Tex does survive. Lets them know that they've got at least 3 of their players waiting into that direction.
Honestly, this is the success that G2 are having on that side of the map is probably going to mean that they keep doing it. So next round, when Lev have rifles up, they should be looking to try to punish that.
A lot of space given by G2 though. Look at the amount they've afforded. I mean, they're already in lamps for goodness sake here. Smokes and util out into your hands. The Caesar's just about missed there. Molly's flying forwards as well. That'll cause that evacuation, but luckily Valin does have that stimmy. Tap from Valin. At least from Mazzino, I should say. Excuse me, out through the back and into the side. It's going to be called out and comes out here. They're trying to put a stop to it. G2 route from the side, wrapping around here. Got to put an end to it. This hold into lamps. Walking away, backing away. Mazzino, how the hell is he getting out?
Yeah, surely Mazzino can't get away with it again.
No way. Alt earn Tex. He's got this one to play with. He's going to be sending it, leading the charge all the way through. The detainment just misses. Trent, defuse online. That's from the wingman and is covered with the rifles, holding it down, locking it down.
That one got way too tight there for G2. If they want to make this comeback possible in the grand final, probably got to be a bit cleaner than that. If Mazzino had got a kill off the back of the Thrash, he then had Orbital Strike, and at that point, the round's very quickly flying out of your control. End of the day, though, I think they'll be happy that the Thrash got used. So Leviatán, they know that this 3-player stack over towards B long is happening all the time. So you could try to contact A, you could try to punish it.
Where are you?
What are they going to go for? Early showers take.
What is that of him? Nothing to really root Icy to the spot there. He could easily get back and away.
Yeah, I thought maybe there'd be a seize on top of it or something, but doesn't look like that was invested from Com.
So another big ultimate just going to the wayside here for Leviatán. I mean, only consolation prize being they've got showers control.
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like Mazzino's ult is one of the most important.
And they're facing into this Trent. He's got the info. He sees 2 of them. Jiggles out wide here. Icy! That's nice! Aspas falls. Many more to be followed up through and away. Icy with the second before the trade is online. Com back up and through. He hears that. At least the TP, Jonah P. Oh, it's okay, it's good with the movement.
Spike dropped as well. Almost impossible for Lev to recover this. G2, they've well and truly come back into this game.
Yeah.
Pistol, bonus. Now this important eco swing round on top of it all.
Not just that, I mean, it's Leviatán just been throwing away their ults past 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Rash gone, Orbital Strike gone. These are big tools that you want to be trying to maintain your lead, to break that economy that G2 has. At this point, it's out of control.
I think
fully out of control.
I think the Thrash, I'm on board with. I kind of like the way that Tex used that in the previous eco round, because I really feel like that one was winnable. This Orbital Strike, I'm not quite understanding the reason for it. I think the idea is probably that you're supposed to push people into showers. They're hoping those defenders are committed enough that the ult pushes them forwards and forces them to take the fight into everyone on Lev. One of the reasons I'm not really on board with that, though, is that G2 have generally been playing kind of a soft retake setup on A. So if you could get into a post plant, the Orbital Strike would be monstrous.
This is different, though. Might be to his own dismay, but Icy is holding this one close to the corner. Info's gathered, at least from the jiggle. And crucially, Icy holding onto this ult as well. He can play this one up close and personal. It's where he's going to be getting the most value. Players are walking up, though. He's going to have a flash in his place. Question is the Dizzy there to receive? Okay. Instead, they want to set the pace themselves. And a rocket. It won't collect. A reward in sight there with Aspas being dropped.
Go get him.
Immediately looking to re-clear showers as well. Not calming down for a moment here, G2. Always looking to win the info game.
Gotta be careful, though, because the space is also being picked apart. Already up for short, and King, there's a timing here for him to take off of the chaos and the noise and the cues that are being made. As soon as he hears the fire, running him down, out through into the smoke. Tex, he's there ready, waiting, and spraying and praying, apparently, is the play.
You gotta be winning those, I feel. Everybody on Lev flashed up.
Oh, Jonah P not expecting it. The off angle by Com. These are the win cons that are getting Lev into these rounds as well. G2 just being caught unaware by the timings, and Leaf is asked to do it all again. Plant position. It's tucked behind. Finds the first.
My ultimate is ready.
There's chances, there's possibilities. Leaf, half on the diffuse, the wink on, finds it, and now down to that 1v1! And the Haunt just saving him. A just winning aim there from Leaf. He had to deal with it, and it gives Com the perfect time to strike.
Another massively important round that Com closes out. What a recovery as well. After Icy wins the opening duel against Aspas, again, back-to-back rounds where the rookie overtakes the veteran. Lev are still able to come out on top. As soon as the re-clear through showers was called, Lev started taking space on short. They understand the openings here. They've got a good visual map of what G2's defensive rotations look like. And a bit of a blunder from Trent following up on his Dizzy.
Bomb buddy out.
Aspas can come and get the orb over here.
Hello. It's an orb for the... Okay, showers, TP, maybe...
Broken.
No, broken.
Broken. You don't want to follow up on that one. You're just asking to meet your demise. And the battle over this ult orb now looks like it's inevitably going the way of Lev. I would assume it's Aspas picking this up, but to be honest, you could put it onto Tex. He's just not with the pack in showers. I do like this reaction on the other side of the map from the initiators of G2.
Yeah.
But my concern is, are the rest of G2 on A going to be able to hold off for long enough that this flank would make a difference?
Auto strike, okay, that will definitely push them back. Nightfall exchanged.
But that pushes them back, yeah, but into a solo flanker.
And here's the ult from Aspas. It's a rocket out in his hands, still with the satchels. He's hoping for a bit of a peek, and there it is, spotted. Not before Icy can take out King away from the fight. Com is always potentially trying to play up into this position, but doubled up, and that is nice. G2 making sure that they can try and take this one. Cool, calm and collected, but already Tex has answered back with a thrash. Out in play, dodged and avoided. Trent is running and scurrying, and Jonah. Hey! The Professor delivers.
Tex with a double, and I thought that was going to be the round over. Jonah, who took fountain control early in the round, manages a ridiculous double kill towards the end. I'm not sure he even saw the second player.
Get out of my...
I mean, the margins that these round wins are coming down to is insane.
Yeah.
Every single map so far.
Lev were in control of this game, absolutely. An 8-4 half almost looked like it couldn't slip away from them. Now G2 are in the lead, and not just that, they've got a massive eco advantage.
Pit dropped, Trailblazer as well, making sure that nobody from Leviatán takes up that timing, but watching for the wrong areas, I think, in that regard, because King and Aspas have already lurked their way forwards. Have control of Hookah. Wall is up and down, Jonah P. He's not watching his exit. They have to cross back into him.
Yeah, I mean, he is now watching it, and also is just making sure that Leaf can't get backstabbed, even if they do explode out.
That's where the pressure might come from here. The flash indicates quite a lot, at least with the Dizzy as well. Sent flying, smokes, dropped down.
Well, now Leaf's on his own.
Exactly. Separated, he's got to dodge most of this coming his way, but it is a bit of a blessing for them. Mazzino sticking his plan, a pit of their own. Play around and play in. King's drop, that's the pit down early in G2. That is what you need. The tempo increase is called an injection of the pace. Leviatán are the ones who are left reeling in the moment.
Nicely salvaged there from G2. It's looking like Lev had almost found an answer. Both teams end up investing the pit. I'm not sure who that favors more, to be honest with you. But 11-9, the score.
Planted.
Could we possibly be seeing another overtime? I think it's entirely possible. But it would require a turnaround from Leviatán. They've only won one attack round this entire half.
Yeah, and it came down to those cheeky timings they were taking, weaving in throughout the gaps that were created just in the midst of all of it. But G2, they've got a handle so far in this half, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think one of the things I'm surprised that King is not reading into is the idea that early on in this half, G2 were only playing defense on A with Valin and Icy, and it was quite easy actually for them to get plant down on the site. But it looks like Lev are almost pre-cooking rounds before they go in. They're not really doing as much of the defaulting and trying to figure out what the defensive setup looks like as we saw from King on Haven. At any moment, though, we might see one of the Lev players step up. They've had enormous impact. People like Mazzino, Com on Haven, Aspas the entire year, his entire career. They got players to turn the game around.
Exactly. Individualism. Potentially there for him, but still, for now, G2 have control, not willing to lose it too easily. Icy, that's an operator in his hands. Down through the short angle. That's a difficult one to try and find value out of, but it's a high-low setup, I believe, that he's working with. Dizzy from Trent as well.
No resistance to the showers take at all.
No, they've given up that space. still cool, calm and collected, but not enough to land the shot there. Icy, in all the silence that was that round, we are watching. Wasn't able to really land it, and so setup disjointed. Broken apart here in a full rotation. Getting a bit of a run on here if you are Leviatán.
It's the same protocol from G2. As soon as they lose short control, they're re-clearing over towards showers. They've got to be worried that Alert would be coming down, but the Seekers are very useful for that. Actually, yeah, this is really giving them wrong info.
Might not expect this one. Straight up through B long. Taking up space once more, out through the hookah angle. Leaf is going to try and lock that down. Aspas, he's already glided in, but there's nobody to back him up still. Rifles at work, at play, but not enough to get it over the line. And past that initial choke point.
30 seconds left.
Spike dropped down for him. This is G2 up to that 12th round, a critical one. Unless King can do the most, but he just doesn't even expect the corner angles here. Barrel out wide, Leaf will drop him down.
Absolutely beautiful there. Towards the end as well, the little jump bait play, but on the site as well. Trent insta-rotating over towards B, making it 3 players defending here. Runs through a Brim Molly to get in and help the rest. Also, Jonah and Leaf just holding such nice angles. You see Jonah's winning 2 straight-up duels and then shooting 1 in the side while distracted. Lev have certainly let their grasp on Bind slip away, and they'll be hoping that that isn't a metaphor for the entire match.
That's the trouble with best of 5s. More often than not, sometimes the preparation can go out the window the deeper you go. It comes down to that battle of the mind. Endurance test.
This is very classic play from G2, having both initiators in spawn, just waiting to react to noise.
They hit a Prowler. It's going to be called out. Nade, Dizzy, out and over. This is Lev. Given access here towards the B side. Leaf is in trouble. Those bullets flying towards him. Tech's even eager to try and take up that space once more as well, but through the back of the side, the heal is online. Azim still with the ult as well. This looks like a play that they want to try and take. Aggression, Trailblazer spotting, doubles up as well, but the Rifles, who's going to be winning this one? It's important, jumping round, trying to bait it out. Orbital strike again, cuts it up into the corner, out through and into the back. G2 are delivering it. With the bullets raining down, it's only up to Tex. And he has way too much to overcome. G2, still alive, still kicking, still fighting for a chance at that trophy.
What a comeback in that half from G2. Our first map to not go overtime. And Lev had 8 out of 9 of their rounds when we hit the half. Leaf with an insane resurgence as well, over 300 ACS in the map. So G2 take that first step to being able to make the reverse sweep a reality. Have they started to believe?
They've been taking it one step, one round at a time. As Josh was saying, that's what it takes, honestly. Full focus on the path ahead here. Ascent's going to be coming up next. That's map 4. But for now, time for a quick break. When we return, the Analyst going to be getting us all nice and ready for the rest of the series.